Hello everyone, I'll be just narrating a good case of nuclear sclerosis grade 2 where I did a phacoemulsification around 2 days back, topical phacoemulsification. Here, just using the forceps, holding at the limbus, I make a right side port first and then I'll make a left side port. This side port we usually aim around 2 o'clock hours from the main tunnel incision, the temporal tunnel in phaco. So it's a well dilated pupil, hope there should not be any problem of attempting this case. Then I inject some adrenaline just to safeguard, because sometimes I feel injecting adrenaline gives you even that extra dilatation you want, you will get it. So you see that it's slightly dilated more. Then I injected trypan blue to stain the entry capsule. Usually don't put a bubble. I have not found any major difference as has been listed by many people, but I usually directly put blue. Then I put some viscoelastic to deepen the chamber. Next is I'll make a central tunnel, the phaco 2.8 keratome incision. So I'll just hold up at the opposite quadrant always to stabilize my globe, and then put around 2.8 temporal tunnel incision, put viscoelastic to remove the air bubble. Now using the retroillumination, we have a very good red glow, and also we have stained the capsule, so there won't be any problem. I use a 26 gauge bent needle cystosome to plan my rhexis. Here I just begin the rhexis slowly. I'm targeting around 5.5 to 6 mm rhexis, so that fairly goes well. So here I'm able to get a good rhexis now. I'll just put some viscoelastic to make sure that the flap is retained, and then I put hydrojet just to see the wave. Here I can see the iris coming prolapsing out, so I just put viscoelastic. So we have to understand that the chamber pressure has become more, that's why the iris is coming out. So I again push the iris, but now I realize that the nucleus pole is slightly up. So I just tap the nucleus back inside the bag and put viscoelastic, and I try to rotate, but I feel the eyeball is soft. Then I put more viscoelastic to deepen the chamber, and I just attempt a rotation. So a fairly well loose nucleus separated from the cortical matter. So now is the time to phaco, and I just jump back to my normal illumination from the scope and using a long chopper. Long chopper has really made difference in my phacoemulsification. So those who are not using, I would suggest always better to, while chopping, definitely use a long chopper, and just confirming my parameters, confirming my stability of the probe and everything. Then I just enter slowly. Usually I go in the continuous irrigation mode. Here we have slightly deviated from the path, so now I'll just bring back the eye in the view, and here I'll plan a direct chop in this case. So fairly well strength nucleus. Make just a small trench to understand the density. Then I just bury in and I go and I just pierce the nucleus like this. Here I again try, but here I feel like the density is not good. So again I'll just rotate, go inside. I just try to hold it again and get it and nicely chopped. So attempts have been good, and then again burying in the center and breaking it. So fairly well, around 3 to 4 pieces we have got. So now I'll just switch to the quadrant mode, and I'll change my chopper to the Sinski hook, so that I don't land up doing a rent or damage to any intraocular structures. And I just now eat the nucleus slowly without preventing any chatter or cavitation, keeping my probe in fairly well in the central area, so that I don't have to chase with the probe. My second instrument guide the so here again try chop, but I'm not unable to get it. So again just I feel like now the nucleus is fairly soft, so I attempt direct emulsification with this, keeping my probe again center, digging into the central part of the nucleus. So I have a fairly small piece so to get it. So here the chopping goes off well, and I'm able to eat all my pieces. There are few pieces which are remaining in the entry chamber, so better to get rid of them before attempting the cortex removal. So here some epinucleus is there, so I just put in the epinucleus mode, try to remove it. Now I realize that the epinucleus is still not well detached, so put some viscoelastic, change to retroillumination, and we'll go with the irrigation aspiration for cortex removal. So I always attempt irrigation aspiration with my first left hand. Always remove the cortical matter from the left side first, then the right side. So that has been my way of convention, because I always feel get rid of with the non-dominant hand first, then always the dominant hand keeps better. And I feel like this will prevent any mishaps like intraocular PCR or ZD. So now I'll change my hands and I try to loosen the epinuclear sheet from the capsular margin and capsular plate. So now fairly the epinucleus is in the fairly loosened and is floating in the chamber. So I'm able to get rid of it. And now see, we have achieved our aim. So here some more cortical matter was there. I removed it. So I've tried. We can do hydroimplantation also, but sometimes the injectors may not work, so better always to go for a safer option. I always put some viscoelastic and try to put the lens inside. So always the catch point is you try to put the lens with your left hand directly inside the bag like this, so that you don't have to do multiple maneuver. I'll just center the lens, just overlap it with the intercapsular margin, and then just put it in the viscoelastic mode for the viscoelastic removal. The eye looks fairly well, nicely centered IOL overlapping with the capsular access. Looks a good case. So happy with the surgery, happy with the outcome. Hope you have a good learning, and any more questions you can always mail me or put queries below in the comments, and just hydrate the side ports. I'll again make sure that the iris doesn't come out, so I'll just first hydrate the main port so that there should not be any iris prolapse, and then I again hydrate the side port. I guess the left side port is leaking more, so I again hydrate it more, and I check the integrity, like fairly